Okay, so hi friends. Today we are going to discuss regarding SQL joins. So in last session we discussed regarding how to do the group by and how to use having and where clause. So today we will discuss why joins are used in SQL and how many types of joins are there and how to use them. Okay. So first of all, once when you come to SQL, you know that everything is in tables, and you have relational database between tables. So there are some occasions when you want to have a resultant table, which the result will be combination of two tables. Okay, so the result which you want, it is a combination of two tables. In those cases you can use joins. So joins make your life easy. You have different types of joins for different requirements, and you have to choose which join to use, and depending on the joins you will get the output. So output is nothing but it is a table resultant of records, set of records. When you have two or more than two tables, you want to combine them and you want to get a result, then you are going to use the joins. So I hope the concept is clear. Let us go through the slides. Next slide. So here you can see the diagram. We have different how many types of joins we have in SQL. So today we are going to discuss two joins. So the first one is this one. You can see this is a cross join, and next one is inner join. I will explain you in detail what are these joins and how they are working. Okay. So before that, let me tell you what are the different types of joins available in SQL Server. So you have inner join, outer join, cross join. Again, your outer join is divided into three types. That is left outer join, right outer join, full outer join. Then you have some equi-join, non-equi-join, self-join, natural join. So we are going to cover some of the basic. We will cover some these joins one by one. Like first we will go through a join with conditions, join without conditions, what happens when you join two tables, what is the basic syntax of join. Let's go through them one by one. Okay. So first you can see here what will be the general formula for join. Okay, it's join. Excuse me for the typo. So general formula for join. So what is the general formula for a join? Let's look into it. I'm taking a new query. Right now you can use any table. So let's use this task manager table which I created for one of the earlier sessions. So here what we can do, we will see the syntax of join, how join is used. So you know, select star from a table name will give you all the records present in a table, right? So star means nothing but you are looking for all the columns present in that particular table. Now join, you have to join two tables, two or more tables. Let's go with two tables. Let's go with basic first. We will discuss regarding the joins between two tables at first. Then in our later sessions, or when we go through the question and answer sessions, we will find out how to more than two tables are combined. But first let us go through two tables. So here what I can do, I will use select. I'm giving you the basic syntax of how to write the joins. Okay. So select, you will say column names, what are columns you require. From, it will be your table name. We will say left table. So select column names, you will give the list of column names what you require from left table. Okay, now you will have the type, join type, what join you want to use, then right table, then condition. See, this is simple. You will write select the column names from. Here from you were writing one table, right? So here what you will do in joins, you will write the left table name. Left, there are two tables. Suppose there are two tables, one is the left table, one is the right table. Let's see the diagram so that you will understand clearly. So here there are two tables, A is one table and B is one table. Okay, so suppose A is the left table and B is the right table. So what he has written, select, suppose select star from A cross join B. That's what they have written, A cross join B. And here you will say select star from, leave this word, but that means select star from A inner join B. Here you can see a word called on a dot clave is equal to b dot clave. Okay, let me explain you this. And this diagram I mentioned here, I took it from Wikipedia, and this is to only the pictorial representation of the joins. So you see left table, suppose A is a table and these are the records present in table A. B is a table and these are the records present in table B. So here A, you can say A is a left table and B is a right table. So when you are joining these two tables, you will write the syntax in this way. You will say select the column list from left table, join type. What will be the join? So I said, you write these are the joins available in SQL. So you will be using which join you want to use. You will write the join type and you will write the right table name on join condition. So it is very easy. You have to write the column names from the left table, join type, right table, on, then condition. That's all. So in this way you will be joining the two tables. So today we will discuss regarding the cross join available in SQL Server. So what is cross join and how it is used? So what will be the resultant of a cross join in SQL Server? So you can see I have mentioned here some basic definition. Suppose you have two tables, two or more tables combined with each other without any condition. So two tables are there, they don't have any condition, or they don't have any column which is common in both of the tables, and you want to create a join without any condition. There will be no condition at all. So cross join is used when you don't have any condition between two or more tables. So that is called as cross join. So if two or more tables are combined with each other without any condition, then we call it Cartesian or cross join in SQL Server. Now what do you mean by Cartesian? Suppose you have two records in a table, left table, and three records in right table. So 2 into 3, so total will be 6 records. So output will have 6 records. That is known as Cartesian or cross join in SQL Server. So cross join doesn't have any condition. It will take the two columns, it will take the rows, and what it will do, it will give you the combination. Okay, so without any condition. So next line is cross join should not have on clause. So cross join will not have any condition. Here I have told you that after right table name, if you have any condition, you will be putting the on keyword, and then you will put the join condition. Join condition in the sense you will put a where clause. You will say where id is equal to 4, or where whatever you put a where clause over here, that will be your condition. So here we are saying that cross join will be not having any condition, so there will not be a on keyword in a cross join. Okay, so cross join should not have on clause. What is the next thing? The size of the Cartesian product in SQL Server is the number of rows in the first table multiplied by the number of rows in the second table. Okay, if someone asks you, you have a table A and table B. Table A has 6 rows and table B has 6 rows. So what will be the output of A cross join B? It will be 6 into 6, 36. Okay, if table A has 5 records and table B has 4 records, then what will be the cross join of A, B? It will be 5 into 4 is equal to 20. So cross join, it simply combines that row with the other row of a table. There will be no condition at all. Okay, so let's see an example of cross join, how cross join is done, or how cross join happens in SQL Server. Here you can see I have created one table called, I have written a query for creation of a table, and here you can see company ID. Let me make it int. So it is an identity column, it is a primary key. Company name is a nvarchar of 50 characters, and it is null. So you can insert null as well. So you no need of mentioning null. By default it is null. If you say not null, then it is a constant and will not take any null values. So I'm inserting some records into the company, and company, you can see company ID is the identity, so no need to insert any values in the company ID. Automatically it will be increasing. So the seed, if you don't provide any seed, it will start from 1 and it will auto increment 1 for each record. Okay, next I'm creating another table that is called candidate. Here I'm taking int, you can take tiny int as well, so it is also an identity. Candidate ID is an identity column. and it is a primary key. You have full name, that is Anvarkar, and company ID. Also we will take an int, and it references company table and which column, company ID. So you can see company ID. So it has a candidate has a foreign key and which references the primary key in company. So company ID, and that is int, it references company. It references which table? Company table. And what is the column it is referencing? It is referencing the company ID. So company ID is a primary key in company table, and company ID is a foreign key in candidate table. And in candidate we are inserting some records. So let me remove the null values as of now. So you have we are inserting into two columns. One is candidate name and another one is candidate company ID. And company ID we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can insert 1, 2, 3. That's fine. So let's create this table. I'm creating them in task manager. Task manager doesn't have any tables called company and candidate. So let me execute this query. So database is not connected, and it got connected and it affected. It created the respective tables. Let's refresh it. You can see in the table sections. We'll find out the newly created tables. Oh, sorry. It got created in master because master was selected. So let me select the task manager, and then again I will execute the query. Now I will refresh. Okay, candidate and company tables got created. Let me keep this query. I will share it to you after the session. So here you can see I will select the task manager database, and let's write select star from candidate. Select star from company. Okay. So you can see I have some IntelliSense issue. You don't please ignore this red mark as of now. So here you can see we have one candidate column, candidate table that has 6 records, and we have a company that has 4 records, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now what we will see how a cross join works between two tables. Okay. So whenever you do a cross join, what is the resultant set? We will see the resultant table or the result of cross join between two tables. So right now I will close this. I hope you know the shortcut to close it. Control R for the result view, and Control R again. If you press it, the result view will disappear. So right now we will write the outer join. So we will say select. As I told you, you have to mention the column names. What are columns you require? So let's see what are columns we have in candidate and company. So I want to create a cross join between candidate and company. Okay. So I will write select. I am not mentioning the columns first. Okay. You can see here select from. So star. I mean the column names I am not mentioning first. I will mention first select from. I will say company, or we will say candidate. Okay. We will say join type, and it is the left table, and now I will mention the right table. Simple. So right now you have two tables. So if you mention here column names, for example, if I say company ID, now SQL will be confused because company ID column is present in company table as well, and it is present in candidate table as well. Sorry, it is the candidate table. So company ID is present in candidate table, and company ID is also present in company table. So it should have we should give some alias name so that we can identify the columns of the table. So I will give cand as the short form for the candidate table, and I will give comp as the shortcut for the company table. So right now if I want the company ID, if I mention can.id, so this company ID will be from the candidate table, because can is nothing but short form of candidate. You can also mention, if you don't mention candidate, you can write here like this. You can mention here candidate, but every time you mention candidate, so it is a long name, right? Suppose here it is okay, but if you have a long lengthy name, that will be difficult for you to maintain throughout the query. So what we will do, we will give a short name and we will use the shortcut name. So candidate, first I mention the candidate name, candidate ID. Let's first give the candidate name. Okay, then we will give candidate dot candidate ID. Then we will say candidate can dot company ID. Then we will say now comp dot company ID, comp dot company name. So what I did, first I wrote the select statement, then I wrote the list of columns which I require, then from left table I gave a shortcut name for the left table, then the type of join, so here we are performing cross join, then the right table, simple. So let's see how cross join works. Okay, I will select all this so that you will see the entire result. So we are performing a cross join between two tables, and those tables are candidate and company. So this is the candidate table. Here you can see there are 6 rows, and here there are 4 rows. So if you perform a cross join, you will be getting 6 into 4 is equal to 24 rows. So you will see the result is 24 rows. So how cross join works? Cross join will take the first row, and for 4 rows it will create one record. See, for one it will have 4. For one it will take the first row, and it will take all the 4 rows from the second table and will create a combination. Here you can see for Ron is one Dell record, company name. It created one cross. So for one Ron, Dell is there. For Ron, again for Ron you will see HP will be there. For Ron, IBM will, one record for IBM will be there. It will be creating the joins. So for Ron here, if you see all Rons, 1, 2, 3, 4. So first Ron Microsoft is there. For Ron, for IBM also one record. For Ron HP also one record, and for Ron Dell also one record. So it doesn't, what it does, it creates a combination. For first record it will create 4 combination. If you had one more item here, it would have created 5 combination. For Pete it will create again 4 combinations. Or for Dell, you can see Dell we have how many records, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. For Ron one Dell, for Pete for one Dell, Steve for one, Ravi, Raj, Kiran. So we got first 6 Dells. Why 6 Dells? Because we have 6 people in this candidate table. So for each record it will create one join, one combination. Okay. Then again for HP it will create one combination for each users. Again for IBM it will create one combination for each user. For Microsoft it will again combine between the 2 columns or 2 rows of the 2 tables, and every record from the left table is the candidate table, because the first ever what table you mention, that will be your left table. So first I have mentioned the candidate table, so that will be my left record. So for each record present in left, it will create a combination with the right table. So for each record you can see for Ron it created one Dell, for Pete it created one Dell, for Steve it created one Dell, Ravi it created one Dell combination with Dell, Raj also one record with Dell, and Kiran also one record with Dell. Again next it will start, it will see the next column, and for each record it will create one join. So HP, and if you see Steve, it again creates one join with IBM, and if you see Microsoft, it will have 6 records with company name, that is Microsoft. I hope it is clear. So the idea is, whenever you want to create each combination with the rows which are present in the left table with the right table, and you want to perform the join. So then you have to use the cross join. Okay, so we should understand what is cross join, and depending on your requirement you will use this cross join. So for each record you want a combination with the right table records, then you should use cross join. Okay, again I am repeating, for each record in the left table you want a combination with the right table or join with the right table records, then you should use your cross join. Okay, so I hope the cross join is understood. So we are saying if two or more tables are combined with each other without any condition, so here there was no condition. We created a join for each record in the left table with the right table. We didn't have any condition here. So cross join will not have any condition. That is the first point. And cross join will not have a on keyword. Why it doesn't have a on keyword? Because if we mention on, then we have to give the condition. After on, you have to give here a condition. So as in cross join we don't have any condition, we should not use on keyword in the cross join. Okay, so it is saying, then we call it a conditional cross join in SQL Server. In cross join, each record of a table is joined with each record of another table. So this is the important line. Each record of a table is joined with each record of another table. So each record of one table is joined with each record of another table. So how many data you will get? If you have 6 records in one table and 4 records in other table, so you are joining each record of one table with each record of another table. So you will have total 6 into 4 is equal to 24 records. So if you have a requirement where each record of one table should be joined with each record of another table, then you will use cross join. Okay, it's simple. So that is the introduction of cross join and how it is used and when you will use it. Next type of join is inner join. So let's go to the diagram. So here, if you see in the diagram, this is the first record, and this first table has 3 records, second table has 4 records. So table A, the first record, you can see the green arrow mark, the mapping. The first record with the first record of B, this record with the second record of B, this record is mapped with the third record of B, if you see the green arrow mark, and this record is also mapped with the fourth record of B. So we are creating 4 joins. The first table, the first record in the first table is joined with every record in table B. Similarly, A, the second record, is also joined with every record of B, and last record is also joined with every record of B. So if you want every records of a table to be joined, then you will be using a cross join. If you have a requirement of this, then you will better go with cross join. If each record of table A has to be joined with each record of table B, then you will be going with cross join. Okay, now inner join. You can see with the diagram, we have 2 tables here. One is table A and one is table B. So table A and table B. So table A is a table, and circle means a table, for example. Okay, let's assume that A is a table and B is a table. So here you see the elements which are common in both A and B, that will be the result in case of inner join. So inner join gives the result between 2 or more tables where there is the common records. It will give you the common records which are present in both table A and table B. Okay, so we will use the same example, the same tables, and we will try to find out the result of inner join. So if you see here, I have 2 tables. One is candidate table and one is your company table. So we will see the company ID is a foreign key here. So company ID, you can see there are 1, 2, 3 and 1, 3, 1. Okay, so let's see here. In company ID also I have some records called 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I perform the inner join between 2 tables, so inner join, let's write the query first and then we will see what will be the output. Same query we will use, just we will change the query type here. For cross join, here I will be using inner join. Okay, If you don't mention inner and if you mention only join, then it means inner join. Okay, if you see in any query they have not mentioned inner and they have simply written join, then it means inner join. Okay, so you said inner join company B. So if I run this query now, let's see what happens. So it says incorrect syntax near company. So company is a shortcut name for company table which I have used. So it is saying incorrect syntax is there. Why there is an incorrect syntax? Because inner join works on a condition. Why we have to give a condition? Here we are finding out the records which are common in both A table and B table. So we have to find out give a condition. So there should be a condition to check if the two records are same or not. So we have to give that kind of condition here. So to give a condition in a join, we have to use the on clause. So whenever you want to give any condition in any joins, you will have to mention the on clause or on keyword. So here you can see select, and I will give on. So select is there, column list is there, from left table, and inner join you have, this is the join type. I will give a small comment for your understanding. This is join type and this is left table, this is right table. Okay, and now this is on, and this here we will write our condition, and this is column list. Okay, so on what will be the condition? See, this line is very important. Okay, here you have to mention what should be the condition. So I will say candidate table. What is the shortcut for candidate table? Cand dot piny company id is equal to comp dot company id. So what I am saying, you take the company id which are present in candidates and you take the company id which are present in company tables and give me the results where company id and company id from candidate table and company id from company table are same. Let's find out the result. You see these are the company names or results which are common, which have a common column in both of the tables. So company id is the common column between both tables for your information. Okay, company id is present in candidate table and company id is also present in the company table. So this is the column where both have the similar records. Suppose 1 is there, here 1 is there, 2 is there, here 2 is there, 3 is there, here 3 is there, 1 is there, 1 is there. So it will give you the result of the it will perform the result on one column which is common for both tables. Here company id was common in candidate table and company id was common in company table. So to perform inner join, so we are not discussing about the other joins as of now because we are already discussed the cross join, and right now we are discussing inner join. So let's keep our discussion till inner join, and in the next session we will discuss about the other joins as well. So for inner join, if you want to perform inner join, there should be one common column. If you want to find out the common records present in both of the table, you will be using inner join. And for giving the in condition, the condition which I mentioned here, it should be like this. Suppose I will take another table, candidate id. So let's try if it works or not. Okay, I am taking candidate id which is present only in candidate table, and candidate column is not, id column is not present in the company table. So if I try to do an inner join, you can see the result. We will get the results. How are we getting these results? Let me break down so that you will understand. So we will say select star from candidate. So when you do this, you will see candidate id or candidates. We have 6 candidates. Okay, let me execute both these queries at a time. So here you have 6. Okay, Ravi. So which we don't have? Raj we don't have, Kiran we don't have. You see, what is the candidate ID of Kiran, Raj? It is 5. What is the candidate ID of Kiran? It is 6. But 1, 2, 3. You see, only 1, 2, 3, 4. Till 4 we have the results. Why? because if you, let's query the company ID as well, company column as well, table as well. Sorry. So if you see both of the tables here, what I am doing, that I am joining with the company ID column with the, sorry, here I have company ID. So comp dot company ID, comp is nothing but it is the company table. If I mention here company also, that is fine. You have to mention your full name, company, and here you will, for shortcut, you will mention as candidate. So candidate dot candidate ID, which is this in this column, and company dot company ID, which is this column. So it will create a join with similar or same value records. So one record will be created. Two, okay, these two matched. One record will be, one join will be created. 3 and 3. It doesn't matter where the column names are same or not. It will take the record which is present, the value which is present, and it will combine. It will see in the other table, it has the similar record or similar value, it will create a join. 4, here also 4 is there, it will create a join. I hope it is clear, right? So it took the next record, which is 5, and 5 is not there, so there is no join. Here it is 6, but here you don't find 6, so there is no join. So if it has similar table, similar values, then only it will join the two records. So it joined the first record and second record, it gave you an output. So let's see, let's run 3 of the queries at once and see the output. Oh shit, what happened? Candidate full name, okay. So here in company, I have to mention here company, candidate, okay. So whatever the alias name you are giving or the shortcut name you are giving, you have to maintain the same name throughout the query, okay. So let's see the 3 results. So you have candidate table, you have company, and if you are joining with these 2 columns, so whatever the common values are present, it will find, it will check each row. First the 1 will come here, 1 will check with all of the records, okay. So 1 and 1, so it got a match, it will join these 2 records. 1 and it will check with 2, okay, no, it didn't match, so it will not create a join. 1 with 3, it will not create a join. 1 with 4, it will not create a join. Then again it will start with the 2. 2 with 1, it will not create a join. 2 with 2, okay, it matched, 2 and 2 are same, so it will create a join here. So you will see Pete, company ID is 2, so Pete, candidate ID is 2, company ID is 2, it created a join with this record, that is 2 and HP. Again 3, first it will try to match or check whether 3 and 1 are same, no, it is not same. 2 with 2 also it is not same, 3 it is same. So again it, with this record, see this record and this record will be joined, this 2 and these 2 records will be joined. So that's why you will see Steve, candidate ID is 3, company ID is 3, and here also company ID is 3 and IBM is 3. So in this way it creates a inner join. Now let's try another example. Suppose candidate dot, I will use full name. Let me show you the table. So full name, I am trying to join between full name and company ID. You will see I am trying to create a join between full name and company ID of the second table or right table. So I will select this, I will try to execute. Conversion failed when converting the n varchar to RON to data type. So what happened? See, first of all, what it is trying to have a condition or create a join based on the full name and company ID. So you have 2 tables here. So first it will go with the full name. So what is the condition? The condition should be matching like this. So candidate full name if there is a similar record or same record in the company ID column of the company table. So first RON will be matched with the ID because you have mentioned the column name is company ID. So RON will be matching with these 4 things, 4 values, okay. So ron is a varchar type, whereas 1 is a integer type. So these two are not same, right? So ron is equal to 1, it failed. That's why it threw an error. So it is saying varchar, we cannot match varchar or cannot check equal whether these two data types are equal, because the data type of full name is varchar, whereas data type of company ID is integer. So it was not able to check whether these two records are equal. That's why it threw an error. But whereas company ID and candidate ID and company ID were having the same data type. The two columns are different. For example, though the candidate ID is a different column and company ID is a different column, then they don't have any relationship. That is not a foreign key in another table. But company ID was a foreign key whereas company ID is a primary key. So company ID was a common column between these two tables. But I wanted to check whether if I take any other column and this column company candidate ID and company ID, though this is the primary key of this table and this is the primary key for primary column, the key column for this table, and I was able to create a join, or I was able to join these two tables because the data type of these two columns were same. Okay, so here I want to tell you is that if you want to perform the join between two tables, then first of all it should be a primary key in one table, should be a foreign key in another table. This primary key is a foreign key in this table. So in this way you can check whether, because the two data types will be same, right? And if the data types are same, if the values are same, it will perform the join, otherwise it will not perform the join. Similarly, this candidate ID or if the data types are same, you can perform the join. So here we will see full name is of varchar type and company name is also varchar type. Let's see, we will use company name. So let's see if there are any records matching. What is the result we get? We didn't get any result because none of the values matched. First it will check with the full name. So Ron will be checked across company name. So Ron Dell not match. Ron HP didn't match. Ron IBM didn't match. So let's do one thing. Let's update a record in company table with Ron. Update company set company name is equal to Ron, where company ID is equal to 3, for example. Right now, after updating this record, let's see, we will see at least one record. See, we have one record. Why? Because this Ron matched with this Ron and it created a join with this record from this table and this record from this table. So if inner join will work, inner join will, suppose the two tables, if you have inner join, how it will work? It will check whether the two records are same on the columns which you are giving the on condition. Suppose after on, the columns which you are using here, it will check if the first value in the column is same with the second value in the column, then it will create a join. Okay, so I hope it is clear. In next session we will cover the next joins which present in SQL. Like we have covered the cross join today and we have covered the inner join. I suggest you to go through the video once again and perform some questions and do some exercises so that the concept will be clear. And if you are having any issues, you can mail me or you can text me and I can help you with it. Okay, thank you.